The Vexarian council chamber hung suspended in the void between stars. A crystalline construct that defied the laws of physics humanity had once believed absolute. Bella Chen stood at the center of the amphitheater, her magnetic boots the only thing keeping her grounded as representatives from 47 species loomed above her in their designated gravity wells. The human petition is amusing. The translator implant in Bella's temporal lobe rendered the Krathen ambassador's clicking mandibles into comprehensible speech, though it couldn't mask the condescension. You wish to claim sovereignty over your stellar neighborhood, the Sol system and its pathetic 12 satellites. Laughter rippled through the chamber, a cacophony of sounds that no human throat could produce. The methane-breathing Gh-Rixians wheezed in their pressurized spheres. The luminari pulsed with chromatic amusement. Even the normally stoic architects of Kepler 442 allowed their crystalline forms to resonate with what passed for mirth among their kind. Bella remained motionless. She'd prepared for this reception. 3 months aboard the diplomatic vessel Horizon's Edge had given her plenty of time to study the Council's protocols, its prejudices, its barely concealed contempt for the galaxy's youngest spacefaring species. Humanity discovered faster-than-light travel merely 37 of your years ago, continued the Krathen, its 4 eyes rotating independently to gauge the room's reaction. Most species here have maintained interstellar civilizations for thousands of your generations. What makes you believe you deserve even the smallest voice in galactic affairs? The Celtorian delegate, a being composed entirely of organized plasma contained within a magnetic field, spoke next. Your species still wages war upon itself. Your homeworld bears the scars of nuclear exchange. You've barely colonized your own moon with any permanence. By what metric do you measure yourselves worthy? Bella's jaw tightened, but she kept her expression neutral. Every accusation was factually accurate, which made them infinitely harder to counter. Earth's last nuclear conflict had ended only 9 years prior. Luna Base housed fewer than 10,000 permanent residents. Mars remained a distant dream despite the terraforming permits humanity had begged for and been denied. Ambassador Chen. The voice belonged to Executor Thane, the Voxari who chaired the council. His species had been exploring the cosmos when humanity's ancestors were still learning to nap flint. The council has reviewed your petition. The consensus is clear. Humanity is not ready for autonomous stellar governance. Your system will remain under galactic protectorate status for a minimum of 500 standard years. In that time, you will demonstrate. No. The single word cut through Thane's pronouncement like a blade through silk. The chamber fell silent. Bella could feel the weight of 47 civilizations pressing down on her, each one ancient beyond human comprehension, each one powerful enough to reduce Earth to cosmic dust with casual ease. I beg your pardon. Thane's translator couldn't hide his genuine surprise. I said no, Executor. Bella took a step forward, her boots magnetizing and releasing in rhythm. Humanity rejects the protectorate. We claim our system under the doctrine of indigenous sovereignty, Article 7 of the Galactic Charter. The Krathen delegate released a sound that the translator rendered as dismissive laughter. Article 7 applies only to species that can demonstrate unique strategic value to the galactic community. What could humanity possibly offer that we cannot obtain elsewhere, more efficiently, and with species far more reliable? A fair question, Bella said. She reached into her jacket pocket. Immediately, 3 dozen weapon systems hummed to life. Energy shields materialized. The architects of Kepler 442 reconfigured their molecular structure into defensive formations. The speed of the response would have been invisible to human eyes, but Bella had been enhanced before leaving Earth. Her neural implants processed information at relativistic speeds now. She watched the defensive measures deploy in what seemed like slow motion. She withdrew her hand slowly, holding only a small metallic sphere no larger than a marble. Stand down your weapons, Executor Thane commanded, though his own defensive field remained active. What is that device, human? This, Bella held the sphere up between her thumb and forefinger. This is why humanity deserves its sovereignty. This is what makes us unique in your vast galactic community. She placed the sphere on the ground and stepped back. Nothing happened. The council waited. Sensors swept the object from 47 different angles, analyzing its composition, searching for threats. The readouts showed nothing remarkable, a simple alloy of titanium and carbon hollowed out, containing what appeared to be basic computational circuitry. "You waste our time with parlor tricks," the Centaurian hissed. Bella smiled for the first time since entering the chamber. "Executor Thane, how long has your species studied the phenomenon known as dark matter?" The Voxari leader's facial tendrils stiffened, a sign of confusion in his species. "We have investigated dark matter for approximately 43,000 standard years. Why? And in those 43,000 years, how much progress have you made in manipulating it?" "Dark matter cannot be manipulated," interjected a luminary scientist. "It interacts only through gravity and possibly through weak nuclear force. No known technology can harness it. This is established physics." "Established physics," Bella repeated. "Yes, I imagine it would seem that way. Every species in this chamber has approached the dark matter problem the same way, through advanced technology, quantum manipulation, exotic particles, dimensional folding. You've tried everything your vast knowledge bases could conceive." She lifted one finger, pointing at the sphere on the ground. "Humanity tried something different. We tried something none of you would ever consider, because, frankly, it's stupid. It's inefficient. It violates every principle of advanced engineering. It's the kind of solution a species barely 3 decades into FTL travel would attempt out of sheer ignorance and desperation." Bella's finger moved, and the sphere rose into the air. Not through magnetism, not through anti-gravity. The sensors confirmed that no known force was acting upon it, yet it hovered, perfectly still, suspended by something that shouldn't exist. "Impossible," whispered the architect of Kepler 442, its crystalline voice fracturing with disbelief. "That's what Dr. Leo Santos said when his team first achieved this in the Lunar Orbital Laboratory 2 years ago," Bella continued, her finger guiding the sphere in a slow circle above the council floor. "Leo was a theoretical physicist who got laughed out of academic conferences for suggesting that dark matter might respond to biological neural patterns. The idea was absurd, scientifically ridiculous. But Leo had something most of you lost millions of years ago. He had nothing to lose by being wrong." The sphere accelerated, tracing complex geometric patterns in 3-dimensional space. Each movement corresponded to minute gestures from Bella's finger, interpreted by her neural implants, and transmitted through a mechanism that the galaxy's greatest scientists had declared impossible. "The human brain," Bella explained, "produces quantum fluctuations in ways we still don't fully understand. Leo discovered that these fluctuations, when properly amplified and directed, create microscopic distortions in the dark matter field. The effect is infinitesimal, but dark matter comprises 85% of the universe's mass. When you can manipulate even a fraction of a percent of it, you can move mountains, or spheres, or potentially with the right scaling." She didn't need to finish the sentence. Every species in the chamber understood the implications immediately. "Starships," breathed Executor Thane. "You could propel vessels using dark matter manipulation. No fuel, no exotic matter requirements, just thought." "The applications extend far beyond propulsion," Bella said quietly. "Construction, planetary engineering, defensive systems, energy generation. We've barely scratched the surface, Executor, but we understand enough to know that this changes everything. And we also understand that this technology is uniquely dependent on human neurology. We've tested it with AI systems, with quantum computers, with every alternative we could conceive. Only human consciousness produces the specific quantum signature necessary for dark matter interface. The Krathen delegate's mandibles clicked rapidly. You're lying. This is an elaborate hoax designed to... Executor Thane, Bella interrupted. Your sensors have been analyzing this demonstration for the past 97 seconds. Request your chief scientist provide their assessment. A long pause followed. Finally, Thane spoke, his voice subdued. The analysis confirms it. The sphere is being moved by directed dark matter interaction. The technology is genuine. The chamber erupted into chaos. Delegates argued in 47 languages simultaneously. Alliances that had stood for millennia suddenly seemed fragile. Trade agreements predicated on FTL fuel monopolies became instantly obsolete. Military strategies built around conventional propulsion systems required complete reevaluation. Bella lowered her finger. The sphere settled gently back onto the floor. Humanity offers the following terms, she said, her voice cutting through the pandemonium with quiet authority. We claim full sovereignty over the Sol system, effective immediately. In exchange, we'll establish a joint research initiative with the Galactic Council. We'll share the fundamental principles of dark matter manipulation, not the technology itself, which remains humanity's exclusive property for the next century, but the theoretical foundation that will allow your species to develop your own applications adapted to your unique biologies. You would hold the galaxy hostage. The Celtorian's plasma form roiled with anger. No, Bella said firmly. We're offering partnership. You've spent thousands of years developing technologies humanity will take centuries to match. We don't want isolation, we want respect. We want to be treated as equals, not children requiring your protection. Executor Thane's tendrils moved in patterns Bella's cultural database identified as deep thought. This joint research initiative, what guarantees would humanity require? Immediate cessation of all protectorate restrictions on Sol system, full voting membership in the Galactic Council, and most importantly, humanity retains complete autonomy in how we develop and deploy dark matter technologies. No council oversight, no mandatory sharing of applications, no interference in our internal affairs. These terms are non-negotiable, Bella finished. You have 48 hours to respond. After that time, humanity will begin independent diplomatic outreach to individual species and stellar nations. I suspect some of you might find bilateral agreements appealing. The threat was clear. If the Council refused, humanity would fragment galactic unity by offering its technology to the highest bidders, playing ancient rivals against each other in ways the galaxy hadn't seen in epochs. Executor Thane rose from his seat, an act of significant meaning in Voxari culture. The Council will deliberate. Ambassador Chen, you will be our guest during this time. I suspect the final vote will be contentious. Bella bowed slightly, a gesture of respect but not subservience. As the council delegates began filing out through their dimensional portals and gravity chutes, she retrieved the sphere from the floor and pocketed it. The luminary scientist who had earlier declared dark matter manipulation impossible approached her. Ambassador, how did your Dr. Santos first conceive of this approach? What made him try something so illogical? Bella smiled, remembering the message Leo had sent her before she departed Earth. He said he was inspired by ancient human philosophy. We have a saying, the foolishness of God is wiser than human wisdom. Leo wasn't religious, but he appreciated the sentiment. Sometimes, he told me, the universe rewards those too ignorant to know what's impossible. 47 hours later, the Galactic Council voted 39-8 in favor of humanity's terms. The Sol system became fully sovereign, and Bella Chen returned to Earth not as a supplicant, but as the ambassador of the galaxy's most unexpectedly influential species. Leo Santos watched the news broadcast from his laboratory on Luna, where he was already working on the next impossibility, teaching dark matter to sing.